this tutorial, I'm going to create a basic server-side application using the Rust programming language. The goal of this tutorial is to help people coming from other programming languages and other backgrounds, other ecosystem like the Node.js, the Python, Java, and the likes, people that are just getting started with the Rust programming language and have prior experience with back-end engineering to get to speed. So herein, I'm just going to create a basic backend application that returns hello world, and that'll be it. So let's get started. So I'm going to start by creating a new project. I'll call it basic server. Okay. So there we have it. To be sure that everything works fine before we get anything started, we can do cargo run. Alrighty. So let's get started with this. Now for this tutorial, I'll be using the Axum framework right here. It's currently on version 0.75. So by the time you're seeing this video, uh, there'll probably be an upgrade. So certain things might not be compatible with what you have in this tutorial. Be sure to check out the updates from GitHub. You can always have the examples here. So that's it. Let's get started. So I need two basic things for this stage of the development. So I'm going to add Axum itself and Tokyo, which is a runtime, and that should get us started. Okay, while that has been set up, I'll have to put my import in in library. So I'll have to do it this way. So I can do and I can do and I can do okay. So I guess that's so I'll come back to create this modules. So first, okay, this is still being installed. So I need to configure this part. So I can come here and I can do this. I have to call it package for short, and I have path to be the source, and then we have like the rs. Yep, so we have our dependencies installed here. This is 0.75. So let's get started with the first one. So if I do this, definitely I'm going to get an error. So let me get started by creating the app module. So I'm just going to comment out this part till I'm done. Okay. Or I can just uncomment and just create them. And I have the other one is route. Is it route or routes? Okay, routes is correct. So this is what I love to do. I like my server to be seen as just one struct, so I can do pub struct. Say basic server. Okay, and to be sure that nothing goes sideways, there's this tool called cargo watch. It's pretty much similar to NodeMon if you're coming from a Node.js background. So it lets you watch the changes and it recompiles the file. So I have it installed already. So I'm just going to keep my server running with that to catch any error. So I'm going to do cargo watch QCX. This is to play the terminal. Each time it starts the recompilation, then I can do run. Okay. So I can do, so this is where the whole logic to run the server is going to be, and we are just going to import this basic server and call it from the main function. But to make this possible, this needs to be an asynchronous function itself. Why? Let's see. And I have to bind this with Tokyo. Alrighty. So I have and that'll be it. So let's flesh out this part of the program. So this is the basic. I have this. This is the basic. The example from the documentation. So to a very large extent, we are going to recreate this. So let's get started with that. So I have let my port equals to 3000. Of course, I can just put it as it is here, and I can put it in a configuration file. Maybe we'll refactor it towards the end of this video. So I can say let my okay, let me take a look at that. What I want to do is that I want to create a route right here. I have routes here, so I can say I can say routes. So this route is going to return this. No, this should be a router, not a route. Apologies. So this is just going to do get, and I can do okay. So in using this Axum framework, there's the concept of handler, which we can um it translates to what we call controller if you're coming from a Node.js background. So there is handler and there is controller. It means the same thing. So I need to create this hello world handler. So I'm just going to pull that in handler. And in Axum, when you're building out handlers or your controllers, these things need the functions. They need to be asynchronous functions. So I'm just going to do okay. And there we have it. So I can do right. So I don't know this. So I can bring this together in my app.rs. I can say let app equals route, right? So I can do So I need to bind it to an address. This is where the port comes in. So the port I was trying to create earlier, so I can see I need socket address, new my IP address. I can put my IP address as see it takes an IP version 4 address. So I can just use the default that is 0.0.0.0, right? So there's a constant for it. So I'm just going to do IP4 address and it's unspecified. So it means the loopback address, and I can do my port here. All right. So I can serve this. Okay, so I can do my listener and my app. Okay, now if we check the example that we have here, there is unwrap to manage the error, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do error handling here. Okay. All right. So I need to also use this the return type in the main function. Yep. So we have it working. And let's test this out. I think most part has been built. So we can just link return not and check it. I'll go clippy. Is there anything we can improve? Not exactly. Right? And this is probably redundant. I can just have this here. Okay, so I can have it there. But it makes the code more readable, so I can just leave it here where it is. And so let's test this out. So I'm using Thunder Client. So I can do new request. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake. There should be 3000 here. So we get a hello world that we added here to our handler. So we can improve this, add more handlers, and the beauty of structuring this application as it is that I can just add more handlers here, and I can say let's say I'm adding else check. Then I can just come to the route and I can append it right here, and it goes on and on like that. And see, putting all this together right here so I can easily reference it rather than having to put all of this. So if I have several imports in tutorials to come, I don't have to uh, put the whole of those in my main.rs. So the main.rs is similar, so we can always read the code from here. Okay, this is where it all starts, and we can build a mental picture of how the whole thing fuse together. So that's how you create a basic server in the Rust programming language.